So tonight you just get me. My better half is at home. Our kiddos, so it's 3 years old, 2 years old, and a 5-month-old. And they're all sick. They got runny noses. So we've been, sucking out a lot of snot from these kids' faces. So we have this thing. So it's like a tube with like a straw that goes down from it. You put the end of that straw in your mouth, and you put the tube up the kid's nose, and you just, and it's clear, so you can see all the things that are coming out. It's kind of, impressive actually what comes out of these little faces. So it's not very cool. It works, but we've gone to the moon. Is this the greatest thing that we could? I don't know. It's odd to me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it works. So whatever. But we just celebrated 5 years of marriage. We spent our anniversary sucking snot out of kids' faces. It was really fun. It worked. We just celebrated 5 years, and it's a great thing. And one of the great things about marriage is that you get to have all these joint accounts, joint bank accounts. We have a joint email account, and it works out really well because Shanae answers all the emails. So, she's good like that. But one of the things that's tricky about creating any type of new account online, at least, is trying to find a good username that's not insanely complicated. You end up getting letters and punctuation and numbers and phrases and stuff. And then the worst part about all of that is when you get locked out of your account, you have to call somebody at customer service and say, hey, I got locked out of my account. And those phone calls usually go like this. Hi, yes, sorry, I got locked out of my account. You want the username? All right, never mind. No, I got it. It's okay. Hi, yes, sorry, I got locked out of my account. The username, get ready. So it's Luke Palmer 666, but not the bad kind. No, that's the username, I promise you. Okay, that's L as in Luke, U as ukulele, K as in knick-knack, and it goes like that for about 20 more minutes. By the end of that, you're like, okay, so D as in digit? I don't know. Oh, you want the recovery email too? Oh my. Okay, so that's Luke Palmer 667. Wow. Really dodged a bullet there at gmail.com. That's L as in Luke. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It's not easy at all. I know it's a power stance now. No, so I'm also a dad. As I said, I've got 3 kids, 3 years old, 2 years old, and 5 months old. I need to repeat that because some of these stories, that's key information. 3 years old, 2 years old, and 5 months old. I think it's 5 years, sorry. 5 months. As a dad, I don't know about some of you other dads out there, my body has changed in ways I wasn't expecting. I don't have a dad bod, but there's other things. There's like these weird sounds that come out of my body now. Let me see if I can make it happen. I don't hurt, it just happens. I don't know where that's coming from. So that happens. I also have, you say things as a dad that doesn't always make sense. Like I said, 3 years old, 2 years old, 5 months old. A lot of times, my house is filled with screaming. And a lot of that comes from the kids. And when they're screaming, what do? What do you say to these kids running around screaming? It usually sounds like this. Quit screaming! It's not right, but it isn't. It feels right at least. It feels right. Not necessarily effective, because there's a different kind of screaming now that comes more from fear. So yeah, I have to break up ridiculous fights with my kids, especially my 3-year-old, my 2-year-old. Let me tell you this. Here's an example. This is just one of many. I was sitting at the dinner table with my kids. They're eating dinner, and they were almost done, and I'm eating dinner. I'm almost done. I'm just hanging out, you know. I hear my kids going like this. And I said, "What are you guys doing?" My son, who's the 3-year-old, Caleb, he goes and tells me, "Oh, we're playing catch." With what? Well, it's an invisible ball. Cool. That's fine. I love that they have an imagination. It's a great imagination. And so the fight comes about when my 2-year-old daughter, in all of her glorious 2-year-old mischief, does not want to throw the ball back to Caleb. What? So Caleb, of course, Daddy, Ellie's not throwing the ball back to me. Okay. Now, my question is, what would happen if Ellie, my 2-year-old, said, "No, I don't want to throw the ball back"? I then have to go find and confiscate an invisible ball. It's going to look like this. When you kids can learn to play nicely with that invisible ball, you can have that back. I'm not bashing these fights. These fights are beautifully ridiculous. I mean, this material comes from my kids largely. It's wonderful. I taught my 3-year-old son today. Okay, dads, you probably know this dad joke. When you have a stud finder, there's only one way to test to make sure it actually works. Yep, I'm a stud. It was great. My son Caleb went around for hours, literally today, hours, walking around. "You're a stud. You're a stud. You're a stud. You're a stud." He goes up to my wife. "You're a studette." He goes up to Ellie. "You're a studette." Goes back to me. "You're not a stud anymore." Check again, please. Check again. That's wrong. No, so, okay, random thought. I don't know why anybody tends to claim, they'll say, "Oh, I'm 1,000% sure, like, aliens exist," or something like that. I'll give it my 110%. I'm never really quite sure why people want to go above 100% when that's like the maximum you can go. Random thought, just random thought. So yeah, I love being a dad. About half the time, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I'm at least 150% sure they'll turn out okay. They'll be fine. Therapists are a thing, you know, in case we need them. Yeah, but you know, in the spirit of Christmas, we have all this stuff that, you know, decorations that we like to put up around our yards and everything like that. It's a lot of fun. But it always amazes me how quickly people go from like Halloween to Christmas. It's usually a really like jolting type, oh, okay, now we're holy again, or something like that. It's fun. We love to like drive around in our car, and we like to see, you know, all the different Christmas decorations, and we pull up at a house. Oh, look at that beautiful nativity scene. Oh, isn't that great? My wife likes to read this. Oh, Jesus is the reason for the season. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the house like, wasn't this the house that just had the witches boiling the skeletons in a cauldron like 2 days ago? That's odd. That's fast. Good on them. They got time. Cool. And money, apparently. Those things aren't cheap. So anyways, okay. Speaking of Christmas decorations, one time I went to India. It was a great experience. And I was there around Christmas time, and so we went to this mall. This mall had a Christmas decoration display. It had, I kid you not, I have the picture to prove it. It had Santa Claus riding in a sleigh driven by 5 giant seahorses. I had to take a picture. That's not right. That right there, that's not right. That is, no, that's unrealistic. No, that's not right. Everyone knows Santa Claus rides in a sleigh pulled by 9 flying reindeer. Not just one flying reindeer. That alone would be a Christmas miracle. 9 flying reindeer. 9 flying reindeer. That doesn't make sense. That's not right. That's unrealistic. Not 9 flying reindeer. We've been to the moon, and the best we can come up with is flying. At least seahorses exist. At least that's a thing. Use what you got. Use what you got. It's all a sham. It works. Whatever. It pulls the sleigh, I guess. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen a flying reindeer before either, so whatever. But I do know this, that the greatest Christmas gift of all is when God wrapped himself in flesh and dwelt among us and gave us himself to give us the gift of salvation and the gift of the Savior. And that's really what Christmas is all about. Jesus truly is the reason for the season. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. Amen.